with the rhythm like the waves and the beating of the heart. My yarn runs through my fingers day and night, and in between all the things that are called life. Just one more row, and one more, and one more. The soft and peaceful rhythm of the knitting provides opportunities to talk about life in general and knitting in particular. Through the work of our hands, our thoughts, feelings and dreams are manifested, and we make use of the valuable knowledge that has been passed down through generations. Knowing how to knit is like always carrying an invisible treasure. As we knit, we make the treasure visible. When sharing this treasure, it grows. Let's make the world softer and warmer together, stitch by stitch. A warm welcome to Sofia's Tales podcast. My name is Sofia Karlsson, and I am a knitwear designer, photographer, art historian, author and pilgrim from Sweden, but I live in Norway. Scandinavian knitting traditions are close to my heart. I have been knitting since I was a child, and I haven't stopped since. You can find my patterns on Ravelry and in my book that is currently only available in Swedish. On Patreon, I share additional and exclusive content for my patrons. You can find all the links below. Welcome. Let's start a new episode of this podcast. Hello and a warm welcome to episode 17 of Sofia's Tales podcast. This episode is also this year's first episode of the podcast. And it's lovely to start a new year, and also after having a really dark December and January with not so much sun. February is now here and the days are getting a bit longer and some more daylight is coming in, which is really lovely. And in this episode I will talk to you about my new patterns, and I will share some information about my bonus episodes that I'm sharing on my Patreon page. I will also talk a bit about knit-alongs and tutorials, and I will talk about the feeling of coming home, as this episode is a lot about my new cardigan, the coming home cardigan that I'm wearing currently. And I also talked a bit about this cardigan in the last episode. I will also bring you along to Sweden and share a small segment, a chat between me and my dear friend Nina, A Crafter's Tale. And this talk between me and Nina about embroidery on knitwear took place last autumn, but I have been waiting to share this with you as I wanted to release the pattern of my cardigan first. And now, as many of you know, the pattern is out on Ravelry for the coming home cardigan. So let's start this new episode. I want to start by saying thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the encouragement I get from you, from all the lovely comments, all your likes and subscriptions, and for you supporting my creative endeavors in all different ways. And for my patrons, there is a extra huge thank you in this episode, because I am now starting to use my new microphones that I have been able to buy because of your support. And I'm so glad for that, because it feels like a big improvement with a better sound. So thank you for tuning in, and let's get started. I have so much to show you, and I don't really know where to start. Well, my backpack is attacking me here, and it's standing here for a reason, because as I have released this cardigan with the embroidery on the yoke, I have become a bit, what should I say, addicted to embroidery. I have started to do embroidery on not everything, but on many things, like on my backpack. So I got this new backpack from my husband as a Christmas gift, and I was so glad, because I have had a similar one, a brown one, for almost 10 years. And for all those years, I've been wanting to do embroidery on that backpack, but I haven't had the courage. I was afraid I was going to destroy the backpack and not make the embroidery good enough, you know. But now, when I got this new one, I suddenly felt I dared to try, because I've been doing some more embroidery while working on this pattern for the cardigan. So I have embroidered some flowers and a robin and a fox here, and also some small mushrooms, and there's more coming here. So I have to take a pause once in a while and look from another perspective and see how much I want to do, so I don't do too much. We'll see. I will keep you posted on this backpack embroidery adventure. But it all started with this cardigan, as I said, and in the pattern there is instructions and pictures, and also a small tutorial on how to make this flower embroidery that I have on the yoke on this cardigan that I'm wearing, and also on this green one that is in the pictures in the pattern. So this is the same idea as on the one I'm wearing, and there is only 3 kind of stitches in this embroidery flower motif, and I'm showing them, as I said, in the pattern, but also in a small tutorial here on YouTube. So this is a suggestion, but I'm really encouraging you to do your own embroidery, and I'm looking forward to see all the different motifs coming along on new coming home cardigans. I'm also finishing up this blue one for me. This is in another yarn. It's tweed yarn that I bought at Swiss Yarn Festival last year, and I have enjoyed working with it so much, and I think I will enjoy wearing it as well. So I'm finishing the embroidery on this one, and here I'm doing another motif, not this flower motif that I have in the pattern, but here I'm doing some small robins, because I've been dreaming of that for a long time. I think the robin is such a sweet bird, and I've loved it since I was a child, and now I have started to embroider robins. So I wanted to try this motif out before I dared sewing it onto the cardigan. Of course, you can rip it up if it gets wrong, but it's a bit tricky. So I wanted it to be nice, and now I think it's really lovely. So I'm trying to make it almost the same, so it gets symmetrical on the other side. And this is a small technique on how to how to make your embroidery on knitwear, that I'm working with this sheet of paper that dissolves in water afterwards if you wet it, and I'm showing more of this in a small film for my patrons in the vlog number 2, the bonus episode of the podcast that is only available for patrons. So I will show you more in that episode. But yeah, I love the robins, and I started by making a small swatch where I tried out the stitches and the motif, and then I started to embroider robins on other things. I made this small thing for my needles and my scissors, and I also made a small robin on my tape measure. So yeah, I got a bit addicted to embroider robins. And after doing all these other robins, I dared to start embroider the blue cardigan. So I hope in the next episode of this podcast, in episode 18, I will be able to wear this cardigan. I have also chosen lovely ribbons for this blue cardigan. So now I will tell you a bit about why I have chosen the name Coming Home for this cardigan. Coming home is about the feeling of homecoming, and I believe that we all carry a longing for home within us, a longing to find our home, both in life and in our innermost being. It is a homesickness that reaches beyond the visible, gently whispering of something greater. Our sense of being lost and our longing can become tender guides that help us find the way home. At my grandparents' place, I was always welcome. There I was met with open arms, with warmth and a love that was boundless and unconditional. The same feeling that greeted me in their hallway returns every time I step into the monastery I often visit. The sisters light up when they see me, just as my grandparents did every time I arrived. I think of the parable of the prodigal son in the Gospel of Luke, and wish everyone a home where the hearth never goes cold, where the door is always left ajar, and where warmth and safety soothe the restless longing of the heart. Coming Home cardigan is knitted top down, back and forth in one piece on circular needles with raglan increases. The upper part of the yoke is worked in stockinette stitch and then decorated with embroidery. The rest of the cardigan is knitted in a textured pattern. So this obsession of mine to embroider, where did it start? Well, I started to embroider as a child. I also, as I've told you before, started to knit when I was like maybe 6 years old. So that's 50 years ago now. And I also did sewing and embroidery as soon as I discovered the threads and the needles. So I've been doing that now and then, but not as much as knitting. I embroidered some curtains for my first apartment, and they are so beautiful. I just don't know where they are now. I'm really sorry for that. They have somehow disappeared through life. But they were with seabirds, ducks swimming in the water in 3 or 4 different blue colors on white linen. And I also embroidered some other things. One thing was an advent calendar that I made like 10 years before I had my own children, but because I was longing for children and the joy of having that embroidered advent calendar. And when my children were small, I often did like monograms on. I made small bags for them to have their stuff in, and I embroidered their names or their monograms. And when my daughter was like, I don't know, maybe 3 years old, she drew this cat on a piece of paper, and I transferred it to this wool fabric and embroidered it on this hot water bottle cozy. And I made this from the woolen fabric here is actually from a sweater that I knitted for her father, and he wore it for many years until it was all worn out, and I had mended it several times, but it was not to be used anymore. And so I felted it, and I cut out some felted fabric from this much worn and loved sweater, and I transferred her cat to this and embroidered it here. And I used some buttons here from a pair of secondhand trousers that was also being totally worn out, but I saved the buttons and I used them on this hot water bottle. So I find it really lovely to do some embroidery now and then, and these are just some few examples. And for a couple of years I've been teaching at a knitting retreat in Sweden in September, 2 years in a row, where we have had an embroidery on knits theme. And one of the things I embroidered there was this little cuff, and the inspiration for this motif I got from this lovely book, Embroidery on Knits by Judith Gumlich. And I really love this book. She also has a very inspiring Instagram account, and I'm going to take you along on a small trip to Småland later, where I meet my friend Nina, as I said before, and we are talking a bit about this book because we both love it and are really inspired by this. So all of this is some of the background to why I designed the Coming Home cardigan, and now I'm looking forward to see what you want to embroider on your cardigans. I have made a small swatch with the different stitches that I'm showing this in the small tutorial on how to embroider this flower motif that I have chosen for this cardigan. And then I made the small robin as well. And the rest is history, as you say. So this was the Coming Home cardigan, and I hope you want to knit along with me. I have restarted my Ravelry group that is called SOFIA'S Tales on Ravelry to use for some inspiration, helping each other and chatting as we knit along on this cardigan during this spring. I have also made some posts on it, and I'm planning on more posts and some live streams on my Patreon page, and everything that is around a knit along is free for everyone on Patreon. So welcome to check that out. And we have also been knitting the tradition mittens together, as this is one of the patterns from my book that I have now released as a single pattern on Ravelry, and I talked more about the tradition mittens in my last episode of the podcast. And I am currently knitting along with you on this in this colorway. And together with my daughter, I have been filming the Latvian braid to make a small tutorial as well for the Latvian braid. So there is so much going on, and sometimes I feel like I'm not doing anything, and then I look around and I'm like, oh, have I knitted all these things? And yes, I have. I knit a lot, because I find so much joy and comfort in knitting. I have also, since last time, knitted this slipover, a pattern by Ella Gordon, and it's almost finished. It's some finishing touches here with sewing on ribbons, but I really do love it, and I hope to wear it on a woolly trip to Scotland in April. And in March, I'm going to Swiss Yarn Festival again. I was there for the first time last year, and it was a wonderful experience. So many lovely people, and so well organized in a really lovely place outside Zurich. And this year I will be teaching the Latvian braid and color work, and I think also yes, I'm also teaching the ladder back jacquard technique. So it's something to look forward to, and I hope to meet some of you there if you're able to come. And I have actually designed a new pattern for my workshops when I teach the Latvian braid and color work. So I'm going to use this pattern at the Swiss Yarn Festival for these color work mittens in a worsted yarn, and they are knitted with the Latvian braid on the cuff and a corrugated rib and a two-color color work pattern with really small strands on the back and a repetitive pattern and a thumb gusset. So there are a lot of things to learn while knitting these, and even if you are an experienced knitter, they might also bring you joy. So I've also knitted them with a simple 1x1 ribbing, if you prefer that, or if you find this is too difficult. And I've also made it in 2 sizes for now, a big one that fits my husband and my sons. So I've knitted several pairs of these, and I'm also grading it for children, but I haven't finished that yet. So I haven't really decided on the name, but I think I'm going to call them family mittens, as I want to make them in many different sizes. So it's going to be a nice knit, for making gifts for people you love with different sizes of their hands. So this is something I've been working on, and it's coming on Ravelry soon. It's hard to say when, because I have so many things going on. I am also working on some additional ... patterns. I released this pattern last year, and I've shown it before on this podcast. I've knitted these in so many different colorways because I find dots really make me cheerful and happy. And it's lovely to combine, and a bit difficult to combine 3 colors like this. But it's mostly just 2 colors at a time. But yes, I love these mittens, and with the small cheerful braids here. So I've been working on a hat to go with the mittens, and also a cowl that I'm working on here. So this is something that is coming up soon as well. In the meanwhile, this is my newest pattern, the Coming Home cardigan, and I've also just released the beret Bellini from my book and the shawl Ljungan. And this Bellini beret is comes in 2 sizes. It's actually this one and a smaller size. And now I'm going to show you, I made it in a different yarn before Christmas, and so this is larger, but it's the same size as this one, but I used a different yarn. So this is larger, but I like them both, and I've been wearing it a lot. So this is the Bellini beret, and this is the Ljungan shawl. And I'm gonna tell you a bit about why I call this shawl Ljungan, and why the beret is called Bellini, and why they go so well together. The Swedish river Ljungan flows along the St. Olav's Way, where I went on my life-changing pilgrimage some years ago. The river Ljungan became an important part of a healing process within me. The river received my tears, songs, prayers and laughter, and along the banks I found friends and a sense of belonging. The river is like a lifeline that flows quietly and gently, yet at the same time grand and majestic through the landscape. With my friends here, I have shared everyday life and celebrations, joy and sorrow. We have swum in Ljungan under the starry sky, cooked food over an open fire on the shore, and skied across the ice in winter. A part of my heart will always remain by the banks of Ljungan. By walking mile after mile through the landscape, I formed a relationship with the forests and the water. The line of the horizon shaped me, and every time I encounter the river again, I feel a deep, heartfelt joy and gratitude for life that brought me here exactly when I needed it. Ljungan always welcomes me back with its peace and beauty. The Ljungan shawl is a garter-stitch shawl with a cute lace edging. It is inspired by my love for Ljungan, and I like to wear it with my anorak in the forest, but it works just as well in the big city with an elegant coat. Piecing together my love for wild nature with my love for the city can be difficult and feel contradictory, but it also reflects life's beautiful complexity. The garter-stitch shawl is knitted from the top down by casting on 300 stitches. The shawl is then shaped using short rows, making the rows shorter and shorter. The lace edging is knitted last, at the same time as the shawl is bound off. Living close to the beauty of nature and the changing seasons is important to me. Yet from time to time I find myself drawn to the big city's art museums, restaurants, theaters and concerts. I trade my hiking boots, knitted sweater and anorak for a dress, an elegant coat and a knitted beret, and I dream of romantic autumn walks in Paris, strolling hand in hand with my darling through Montmartre, feeling life pulse within me. Or I dream of greeting early spring in Rome, when the mimosa and almond trees are in bloom. I want to sit at a cafe, wearing my beret, writing poetry and drinking coffee after a long walk through the Eternal City and a visit to the Vatican museums where my heart melts before Giovanni Bellini's Renaissance Madonna. The Bellini beret and the Bellini wrist warmers are inspired by my longing to sit amid the bustle somewhere with a friend, talking for a long time about things we wonder about and marvel at. So I'm now releasing the Bellini beret as well as the shawl Ljungan, and both patterns comes from my book, and now I'm releasing them as single patterns on Ravelry. And this shawl Ljungan I have knitted in the same blue color as the beret. This is Isager tweed, and I have made a small film where I show how to knit the lace border, and it's also well described in the pattern in text as well as charted. But I have also made a small film to show it, and I have made them, the shawl and the beret, for the book in this yarn Isager tweed, and then I have knitted another shawl in Rauma finull, and I really love this yellow color, and it's so cheerful to wear with my red beret. Now I have also just finished my third Ljungan shawl, and this shawl I made with the lace border in the same color as the shawl, so I didn't use a contrast here. I felt this was a soft everyday wear that fits almost everything, and I love it. The yarn is so lovely. I bought it in, I think, 2018 in Edinburgh at Edinburgh Yarn Festival from Little Grey Sheep, from Emma, who runs the Little Grey Sheep. And I made a cardigan because I bought a lot of her yarn, and I made a really lovely cardigan that I've been using a lot, but there was some leftovers that was enough for this shawl. Now for some summarized news and information. This pattern, the Coming Home cardigan, is now available on Ravelry as Coming Home cardigan, and there is a tutorial here on YouTube on how to make the embroidery, where you can find some inspiration. And I am also hosting a knit-along, the Coming Home knit-along, and there is more information on patreon.com/Sofia's Tales. The knit-along takes place on Patreon as well as in my Ravelry group, Sofia's Tales, and in Swedish on Facebook in the Facebook group, Sofia's Tales knit-along. Where we are people from all over the world, but I am writing mainly in Swedish in the Facebook group and in English on Patreon and on Ravelry. But on Facebook there are easily used tools for interpreting through our languages. So it's really wonderful places for communication, and we inspire and help each other. Thank you so much for making all these places such warm and friendly places to meet through the knitting. And another news I want to tell you is that there are two new patterns from my book released on Ravelry now as single patterns. It's the beret, the Bellini beret, and the shawl, Jungan shawl. And if you want to, we can maybe have some informal knit-alongs with those patterns as well, both in the Ravelry group and in the Facebook group. I also want to remind you that I'm coming to the Swiss Yarn Festival at the end of March, and I'm so looking forward to that. I will be teaching, and you can already now apply for a spot in one of my classes there. I will also be teaching at a retreat in Sweden, and this is in Swedish, so it's mainly for people who understand Scandinavian languages like Swedish, Norwegian or Danish. And it's going to be for a whole week, and there is more information at emilorosa.se. And I also want to tell you once again about the bonus podcasts I am recording and putting up on Patreon for all my Patreons $2 and up. I will be releasing bonus podcasts that I call vlogs, and they are in a slightly smaller format and maybe a bit more personal. Like in the first vlog, I was talking about all the paintings on the wall behind me here in our living room, and I was telling some personal stories about some of the paintings. And now I have released the second vlog, and there are more coming up. So I just wanted to give you some updates on these news. And now I will bring you along to Sweden to meet my sweet friend Nina, A Crafter's Tale, and listen to us chatting about embroidery on knitwear. Nina and I have known each other for many, many years now. First through Instagram and then in real life for more than 10 years. I am also close to her mother and her whole family. They have really been there for me through sunshine and rain. With Nina and Susanne, me and sometimes also my daughter have had adventures and everyday life and knitting time together in Sweden, in Germany and in Scotland, and it's always a treat to spend time together. In episode 2021 of my podcast, Nina and I are talking about her amazing woodwork. It's in Swedish but with English subtitles. You can find Nina and her beautiful handicraft on A Crafter's Tale on Instagram, A Crafter's Tale podcast on YouTube, and Nina Pomerenke on Ravelry. Hej Nina!
Hej!
Och hej! Nej just det, vi ska ju prata engelska.
Ja, just det!
Ja, vad bra. Vi börjar om.
Ja.
Hello!
Hello!
Here I'm sitting with my dear friend Nina, and we're going to talk a bit about embroidery and especially embroidery on knitwear. Because I have recently finished my new design, this cardigan, with which is meant to be embroidered on the yoke. And this spring I made this pattern, Stella Mittens, with the chain stitch embroideries
that you make after you have knitted the mittens to embellish them a little extra. And I am now visiting you and your lovely family on my way home after a knitting retreat where we have been knitting wrist warmers and embroidered on them, inspired by nature. So all this embroidery stuff has, for me, I've always loved embroidery, but not done it so much. And as an adult, my big inspiration when it comes to embroidery has been you, Nina, because you have been doing so many lovely things with the stitches. So how did it all start for you?
I think I started in school that we did embroidery, but not the free embroidery, but how do we call it? The cross stitch. Yeah.
Yes.
And we did a lot of that in Waldorf school, and I really liked that. But when I got a little bit older, I wanted to do more, be more free in embroidery, and then I discovered embroidery on wool fabric first.
Yes.
And it was so fun, and I did it quite a lot, and then I also embroidered on other fabrics, but mainly wool. I always got back to on wool fabrics, and then in the end also on knits, and that is really fun. It's a little bit newer for me to embroider on knitwear, but it's really fun. And then I found this beautiful book. It's now in German, but it's in English. It's called Embroidery on Knits.
Yes, because I found it at your place when I was visiting maybe 2 years ago or something, and when it was quite new, I think.
Yeah, I think she released it 2 years ago.
Yes, and
so
I went home and I also bought the book, and it's a very lovely inspirational thing. Yes.
Yeah. So I have embroidered quite a lot from this book. Yeah, this cardigan and other things that I could not find now. Yes, but I have some designs that I have embroidered on, not like free embroidery, but more like duplicate stitch.
Oh yes.
Because I really like to knit animals on my designs. I have a lot: an owl, a little wolf, the fox, a sheep, and this little roe deer, and all of these you knit quite simple in just one color or two, and then you embroider on afterwards in duplicate stitch.
They are really special, and I have the foxes.
Yeah.
2 pairs actually. One pair that I've been knitting myself, and one pair that you and your mom knitted for me. Yes.
Yeah, so that's really fun that you can bring them alive with embroidery afterwards. I really like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you have also been doing some embroidery on some clothes for your small daughters.
Yes, they really like it.
Yes.
When I do that.
It's like
some
painting
trees
with
and
the thread.
flowers, and you can be so creative. And if you have an old sweater that you don't like so much anymore, like this one, I found it so boring. I thought, how could I make it a little bit more beautiful that I will want to wear it more often? And then I embroidered on the back. You'll see that later. And there's a little moth here. And and now I love it.
And now it's so special because of those
special,
things. Yes.
Yeah. And I don't see it, but I know it's there and that people can see it. And I think, I really like to wear it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Mm-hmm. So if you have an old sweater that you don't like in a boring color, you can embroider on it.
That's perfect. It's like a canvas.
Transform it, yes.
That's how I felt when I knitted this cardigan, that this was the canvas and you can embroider actually whatever you want, but
it's so fun.
I made these small flowers and yes.
Mm-hmm. You can really do everything you like. Yeah, it's like painting a picture.
Yes. And your daughter Saga, who is now 5 years old, a whole hand, she asked us today do adults play, and we said yes. We do. You said it's a small secret, but yes, we love to play, and knitting and embroidery is
This playing for us.
It's a way of playing.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Mm.
So I think we will soon go out in the lovely autumn weather
So
and
sunny right now.
play with the kids and maybe knit with your mom.
Yes. Yeah, have a cozy, maybe some more coffee
Yes.
and not knitting.
Yeah, so you can see.
You have also always such a cozy time when you are visiting us.
Oh, thank you. It's the same for me.
Yeah.
I love coming here, and it reminds me of when my kids were small.
Mm.
And now I get to be like an extra grandma together
Yeah.
with your mother, who's
Yes.
also my friend. Yes, it's lovely.
It's lovely. Mm. Really like to have you here. Love it.
Thank you.
Running round in circles, kinda looking for a break. Just don't know quite what to look for, so you chase your own tail. Never heard a sound with your head in the ground. Guess the winds are blowing up there. Guess I'm better off here safe and sound. You got wings, but no one told you you can fly. There's a scar somewhere behind that broken smile.
Thank you so much for watching my podcast and for being there at the other end. It means a lot to me, and I am so grateful that you are there. Take care and continue to knit. Let's make this world softer and warmer together, stitch by stitch. If you want more inspiration and content, behind the scenes footage and special offers, you are most welcome to support my creative work on patreon.com/Sofia's Tales. Here you'll find behind the scenes snippets from my travels and my home. I share recipes, tutorials, reflections and pictures. My patterns are available on Ravelry from a link below. You can also find me on Instagram as Sofia's Tales and on Facebook as Sofia's Tales, as well as in the Facebook group Sofia's Tales Knit Along, where we knit my patterns and help and inspire each other. Thank you so much for watching, and a warm welcome back to my channel.
Armored souls with fragile bones, we